Okay. 5.
What was that?
Sorry. Way to count
Sign
it.
language.
Yeah, all right, let's start again. Countdown again.
Okay, I'll try.
Ahoy, hoy! Hi, and thanks for tuning into Vice Press Open Channel. I'm here today, as always, with Tom Luther,
What's up, kids?
Florey,
Hey,
Matt Ferguson,
Yo.
and myself, James Henshaw. So today's episode is a bit of a special episode. We're going to be doing a bit of a live commentary on Transformers, the movie. You might have, anyone that's listened to this before and kind of put themselves through the torture of the last 17 episodes will have probably realised by now that Matt is a huge Transformers fan. He's managed to convert Florey into somewhat of a huge Transformers fan as well. I've never actually seen Transformers, the movie, and it's not in black and white or foreign language, so I'm assuming Tom doesn't like it or hasn't seen it much either.
Zinger.
It's been a minute.
You are all to be converted next. You will all be converted. He likes RRR, right? For its crazy action and stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this is pisses all over that.
Okay, perfect.
Well, let's go through then and give our history with the film then, starting with the head honcho over there, Matt, I reckon, because he'll have a bit to say. So let's get him going.
Right, so I was a little bit young in the 80s, obviously. When it came out in 1986, I was 3. But I've got 2 older brothers, and they loved it. And we used to rent it every week. So I've been watching this movie since I was 3, basically. And it's obviously just, like, melted into my brain, along with all the other, like, trash 80s movies that we liked. So this one was more like, like a Krull or a, terrible, cheesy, fun movie. But because I watched it every week, because we rented it every week, it just became sort of like second nature to me. So I've just always loved it for that reason. And more so than the cartoon, actually. I like the film more than this TV series.
How's Flash Gordon or Transformers? What's more you?
That's difficult. I'd say that they are the two, along with Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, that sort of make up my psyche. So they're equal pegging. I'm going to say Flash Gordon, Star Trek, Captain Kirk ones, and Transformers. They were just like my life as a child.
By the way, speaking of Star Trek here, Orville finale tonight? Or is it the last
Yeah,
episode?
we'll be watching it tonight because I've got to watch Prey tomorrow. So we usually watch Orville on a Friday, but we're going to watch Orville tonight.
Prey, yeah. This is really good. I've seen it now, so I can tell you guys. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can do reviews now, officially.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes still?
It was close to, yeah.
Not sure, but I gave it a 8 out of 10.
Very nice.
I'm going to be looking for nice compositional
Yeah.
things when I watch it and stuff,
Yeah, I look forward to watching that. I haven't watched Orville yet. I need to catch up on season 3 of that.
It's honestly the best.
It's really good.
You remember the jump from Next Generation, series after series 2, after series 3 even, up to series 4.
Stay on topic.
I've got one.
Anyway, we
Sorry.
derailed this again already. So
It's brilliant.
yeah, Florey, what's your history with Transformers the movie?
Yeah, so I'm very similar to Matt, but so most of the movies that we had on VHS as kids were taped off the telly. Like Mum would just go, oh, he might like that, and she'd record it. And this is one of the ones where I actually still have it. So I couldn't find it, but the VHS just says The Transformers, the movie, in brackets, cartoon. Because mum had to remind herself what it was when she'd taped it. But I have vivid memories of just being like, I don't want to do whatever the family's doing. Okay, go put Transformers on. And I would just watch it over and over and over again. And yeah, to the point where I could basically recite the entire film. But then it dropped off. I didn't keep watching it like Matt did. I think that's the difference. I probably hadn't watched it until we started doing some stuff for the brand in 2020 or something, early 2020. I hadn't watched it in at least a decade, like maybe a little bit more. Like it's probably since that VHS was going. But once I watched it again, and because then our son got into it and he did the exact same thing and that's all he wanted to watch, it was all still in there. So I must have watched it an absolute shitload. and it's still awesome. Like I just love everything about it. And since rewatching it, well, I've fallen back into a goddamn hole with all this shit now that I now have just all these fucking toys and shit everywhere. So yeah, good old fun. Hopefully that'll happen to you too as well today.
Can't wait.
Well, they don't necessarily have that thing of watching it when they were a kid.
I think that's a big part of it too.
Yeah.
Like anyone that doesn't have it as a cornerstone will probably fucking hate it. Like I remember my wife watching it and at some point, and probably in the very early days, and she was just like, "What? Why is it just like cock rock constantly? What are they doing? Why is anyone?" It's like it makes no sense, but it's it's a fun one. We'll see. And the animation, I think, is part of some of the animation is what really can make it still cool now. You know what they did with it and how much they expanded on the show and what that, because that was a rinky-dink operation. Like that was one of the cheapest cartoons ever made. Like it's just fucking shit. But then when you look at it next to this, there's some pretty amazing stuff in this.
Cool. Tom, how
What
about
about
you?
you? What about you, Tom? Yeah.
I can't recall really, but it must have been. I would definitely bet on it that I've seen it as a kid, probably early to mid '90s, because it was running on TV or something like that, like in the afternoon on a Sunday or something, because that's when they had like stuff that is not super popular, like the primetime stuff on, but they had it on for kids.
Wow.
For the masses, okay. That's what I'm saying here, yeah. So, but I'm excited to watch it, and I didn't watch it before, like to prep for this, so I didn't do that. But so I'm gonna probably have some questions in terms of who's who, what is he doing,
yeah, you'll
what's
have
up.
questions.
So
There is no. It is just relentless. They're just throwing stuff at you. Name.
There's something I'll
shit.
say, but after we get rolling in it, like it's a very good entry point anyway because of what happens at the start. But yeah.
So I feel like one of those, when you have those presentations at San Diego, or they have these toy presentations and the guy on stage, you just know he's kitted out in all the gear, he's surrounded by everything, but he knows fuck all about the thing that he's talking
Like
about.
you.
This is how I feel in a minute. I've got the t-shirt.
You've got all
that
the
we
stuff.
did, the Zavi. There's a reason why we're doing this today. Firstly, I've never seen Transformers the movie. It kind of passed me by. I was born in '86, but when I was growing up, it was Ghostbusters, Turtles, He-Man. I think we had, and G.I. Joe, Action Force, as it was over here. So we had all those videos. We had Transformers the movie on VHS, but I don't think I can't remember ever watching it. So it'll be interesting to see, because we'll probably get halfway through and I'll realise that I maybe have seen it, but it'll be an interesting one. I can't remember ever doing it. But the reason we're doing this is because we, Vice Press, we've partnered with Moor Art Gallery, who you'll know if you watch Tom's podcasts. James Hobson joins Tom. We partnered with Moor Art Gallery to release 2 posters by Mr. Ferguson for Transformers the movie, which are these guys. There's the regular on paper, and there's the black foil variant here as well. So you've got these,
Which
guys
is like
as well.
the UK poster style one with the blue border, and it's got a little U in a triangle, a little BPFC U.
Yeah, if you know the movie,
yeah.
you know why it looks like that, because that's the first thing I said when I saw the blue. I'm like, it's the blue. That's just what it looks like. So
Yeah.
good.
So we're going to be heading over to Transformers TF Nation next weekend on the what's the date next weekend?
11th of August,
Yeah,
12th of August, something like that.
yeah.
12, 13, 14.
Yeah, 13th and 14th of August, where Moor Art will be having these, and then there'll be an online sale on the 16th of August as well, where these will go.
I'm going to be there with Transformers stuff. So I've got like I'll have a sketchbook.
This is great. Tell them the cool stuff about it.
It's got sketches in it that I did on the run up to Transformers, and I've done them in this book, and it's perforated so people can tear them out if they want to frame them and stuff.
Exactly. That's amazing. I love that.
Plus
So what-
1.
What will you be doing at the TF Nation, Matt? You got some panels and stuff?
I'm doing a panel. I'm signing stuff. I'll have these on sale at greatly reduced price because got them at a deal. Yeah, so cheaper than Amazon, man.
He's got
I'll
20,000. He's
sign
got
this if
20,000.
people want, but I don't know why anyone would want me to sign it. Yeah, but I'll have some of this one as well. The Steelbook.
Oh yes, I have that one. It's back there. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite things.
So that's that really. And if anybody buys anything, they get a little freebie shit. Is that in the camera? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're
pulled
on
it up.
it.
I pulled it up.
He pulled it up. I'm going to be there and I'll talk to people about Transformers. Really, I'm only going to buy Transformers. So yeah.
Yeah, we all know this.
Once I've spent up, I'll
looking
probably
at
just
your backdrop there.
Florey, is he gonna get you something? You need something?
Oh, I wouldn't have thought so. He's bought me enough Transformers already. I think he's. I don't know if he's enabling me or I'm just enabling him to buy me things for Christmas and stuff. Anyway,
So should we crack
Right,
on with
we're
this
gonna-
commentary then? I think this is.
Yeah,
I'm
let's do it.
half expecting this to be.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't forget
Yeah,
the drinks. Don't forget the
one
drinks.
thing I did do, because it's night time and I'm a borderline alco, I thought, I'll make a drink for this and theme it around the thing. So if it's kind of yellow, so we'll call it like a bumblebee cocktail. But if anyone wants to make it while they participate in this watch along, you do 2 shots of something brown. That's a bourbon. You could probably just stick honey in it. I put a shot of honey liqueur. Then I put half a shot of triple sec. Then I put a shot of lemon juice, a wodge of lemon, and a splash of soda. So if you want to get plonked while you watch this children's movie from the 80s, you can definitely do that. Well, is that a lot of alcohol?
That's quite a lot of alcohol. Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
Decent.
I like to
like
feel
a
the burn.
Negroni.
You got
I like to think that I'm gonna put I like to think I'm gonna put a mixer in there, but by the time you get there, you don't have enough room in a glass, so you just put a splash on top.
Yeah.
That's how I like to feel.
That soda
Yeah,
water
so-
just helps, just dilute it, just down enough to make it.
Well, I drink too fast as well. That's the problem.
We will put it in the
Description.
In the description, exactly, and so you can make it yourself and how much
Yeah.
you need and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a Florey creation. He
I like
does
it.
art in many ways.
The drink smith.
Many ways, yeah, I like that.
Sip
Right.
Smith. Yeah, I'm half expecting
Movie
this
time.
commentary is going to be as legendary as that Arnie Conan the Barbarian one, which is this is going to be up there with that. Have you seen that?
I don't know what that means,
No.
but
Oh,
The
it's
best
kind of-
commentary. Go on, you go, James.
I was going to say that he's there doing it with the director. He's like, "Oh, this is an amazing film. We should have made another one of these." It's like, well,
The
we
best
did.
commentary is Brian Blessed's on Flash Gordon. That's why the Flash Gordon DVD is like a 15 and not it's rated 15 and not like a PG or a 12 because he just swears all the way through the commentary. He's like, it's a brilliant commentary.
I'll have to get on that.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch along, Tom, am I right in saying there's going to be some kind of time thing where people
Yes.
can kind of
I
work
wanted to
on
put
this?
it in earlier, but like to with the live edit here, but I have to do that post, so that's where it's going to be.
Okay.
Cool.
All good.
So hold on to your butts. We are going to crack on with this. Tom, do
Yeah.
I need to do anything in my end? Are you
No.
controlling this?
I
Tom's
control it
controlling.
for us, and so I can count it down for the people so they can click play at the same time.
So
Guys,
everyone,
ready? Everybody
we
ready?
hope you enjoy it.
Ready?
Let's crack on.
Oh, quick before we start. This will also be a live premiere, so you can hit up the chat, so you can talk to us while you see in it, so we can also comment back if you have questions, because the super nerds, they know their stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's going to be weird,
Alrighty.
like talking over a film. I'm conditioned to not talk over films.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's gonna
Oh.
be weird, but we have to talk, otherwise it won't be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just be silence.
Stop me. Try to stop me talking.
Hour 25 minutes.
Just watching four dudes in silence for an hour.
All right, I'm gonna count down from 3, 2, 1. Have fun.
Yay. I'm just excited to watch it now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let me.
You know
adjust
what's
the
fun
audio
about?
settings here.
Yeah, turn it up.
De Laurentiis. Yeah,
I wanna
this
hear
Oh, I
you
know
in
that
a lot
logo so well. I can't hear the movie at all. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, it was a Marvel
Um,
production.
Yeah,
Marvel
they
did
did
the
all the
comics,
comics
right?
and stuff.
I know they did the comics,
So-
but it's quite interesting that they did the film.
What's
This
that?
part here, I've never shut up. This part here, I never actually saw because Mum was really good at taping stuff and missing the start. So I only have it from Matt will know this, but when Kranix is like, you see him running onto the ship or whatever.
Oh, really? Get to the
Yeah.
ships.
Let us
Yeah,
know, don't
exactly
spoil it.
exactly that part. It's only like
That's our
30
only
seconds
chance. That's what they say, but in like a robot.
Was
way.
it? Is it that's Cybertron, right?
No, that's Lithene or something like that. It's called. It's a different planet. It's gonna get eaten in a minute.
in. Oh, spoilers.
Unicron, he likes to eat things.
Unicron. So he's
This
like
is all in the
of
film.
Transformers.
Yeah, just watch the film; they'll say it. But
Hang
also,
on,
we're
I've
gonna
never
talk
watched.
over it.
I've never watched the movie with Tom. Are you a 4-year-old? Because you sound like one at the moment.
Who's that?
What's that?
What's he
What's
doing?
that? Watch the fucking
Does
movie.
he die?
I want to have some commentary for the people. That's what I'm
Well,
doing.
yeah, that's
here.
the commentary. But we'll go. You'll see that the animation changes as well, like in styles. Like there's bits that are better because like the Japanese animation team. There's
Tom,
some
can you
sequences where they
turn
just
it
turned it
down?
up.
Tad.
You
Turn it down on your
yourself.
end, James.
Oh, I can turn it down on my end. Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it doesn't change
How
my volume.
Yeah, it reminds me. This movie, watching it reminds me of like some of the Marvel stuff that you see, where they've obviously got
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 effects houses on each film, and some shots are like, oh, and then there's a few that are kind of like lesser than, you know.
This was also my introduction to anime because this is like a Japanese animation, and some of it is like really
Some is
close
very
to the
anime.
good quality. I mean, it's not Akira levels, but it's like the stepping stone to that.
One of my favorite things, like in existence, is the light. I don't know what they call them, but the lighting effects in this movie. It just looks so.
Oh yeah, you know how
cool
they do
and
that?
Shine it through the film or something.
Yeah, they cut holes in the film, scratch little holes out, and then when they obviously
The worst sound
print it
effect in
out,
movie
it just
history.
blooms out the light, and you get the glow. That's how they do lightning. Like back in the day, you should just scratch it
Yeah,
out
right.
of the film.
It does hit you in this nostalgic feel, though, doesn't it? With this kind of animation.
Yeah, here we go.
You ready?
By the way, people, we're watching the remastered version.
Yeah, we're watching the new 4K
The-
version. The timing
yeah.
might be different because it's either 85, 84. It's all
Yeah,
different times.
An hour 25 minutes. So 85.
The O. When I had
going
to
in.
really
We're going
fight
in.
to get that O on the poster.
I've seen
Oh,
that
that's
before.
cool.
Isn't that on shoes, on socks, or whatever?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
we
on,
put
it's
it
on
on
everything
some
we do.
shoes, yeah. This bit was not on what I watched as a kid. So when I was a kid, there was a Star Wars style crawl and a voiceover telling you the story and
Yeah,
saying there's an
mine's the
evil
same.
new presence, Unicron. But the Americans, they got like
Leonard
the cast
Nimoy is in there. That's
with the Superman style stuff. But obviously in the UK, we got the Star Wars crawl with a really cool voiceover, and it actually makes the film a lot better because it sets the scene and explains a little bit what's going on. It says that there's 2 warring factions, the heroic Autobots
Yeah,
and the maniacal Megatron.
mine was the same.
it's an interesting voice cast.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say.
they got some
Eric
dudes in
Idles.
That the
Because
John
this was it was
Machita guy
massive.
who was Blur is the fastest talker in history, isn't he? He was in the Guinness World Records for being the fastest talker. He did loads of adverts, like like for cooking food and stuff.
Best music. Do 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 do.
Rocky 4 guy, isn't it? Music's by is it Vince DiCola? Who did the Rocky 4 soundtrack?
I watched the first 3 Rockies in the last week. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Fun
What
fact.
are they building? Like spare parts?
They're just like staging.
chicks.
They're staging like an escape. So because they need to leave, but then
Yeah, I
they're
know,
being
but
spied on.
what were they on the assembly line? What they were doing there?
Yeah, just like shit that they need, just transformery
Okay.
stuff. It's a man having a conversation with himself because they're both the same voice actor.
True. Deceptor creeps. I gotta try not to do that the entire way through.
Yeah, just say the
every
lines.
line is every line's quotable.
I love how they render the backgrounds.
Oh, yeah, they're brilliant.
It's painted.
The 4K remaster really does bump them up as well. The detail and everything looks really cool. I wanted one of those robo suits when I was a kid.
The robosuit. How are they already with the humans in contact?
This is set in
this is in the
2005. So the original series G1 cartoon was like obviously in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this is set in the future. So in the original series, Spike is a kid. By this time, he's a grown man. He's on the moon base up with Cybertron, and he's got his own kid, who you will be introduced to shortly.
I'm gonna put some subtitles on.
Yeah, you've got subtitles on, right? Have you got subs?
Just to feel better?
When I was a kid, I used to imagine that I had like either a robotic suit or something like that. What I used to do is I used to lie in bed, pull the duvets right over my
Got those
head,
two dudes. Oh no, another dude.
just pretend I was in a little suit thing.
All these dudes are the best.
That was normal, right?
I wasn't listening to you because I was watching the movie. Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream, Laserbeak, Megatron. So they've been spying on the Autobots, so they know their plan.
It's all about to go wrong.
They don't have enough energon cubes.
What is
for a
their
full-scale
political affiliation, by the way? I mean, like, how are they ranked in the society?
So the
In their own
Decepticons
society, it's a
had a
war.
coup back in the day, and they took over, and
Yeah, I
they're
remember that.
evil. And the Autobots are the goodies, sort of.
So it's an authoritarian or what? Like,
Well, no, because they're just sort
Autocracy?
of still fighting. They're just always fighting. They've been fighting for like 1,000,000 years. So there's no real thing.
Yeah,
other
no one
than
really
fighting.
remembers at this point. They just good, bad. That's it.
And then this
Decepticons bad.
happens. All these characters that are getting
Fuck,
blown to
man.
bits are main characters in the cartoon, and they all get
Absolutely
murdered.
wild. And
Oh my God.
Toys, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that was it, right? But this is where you learned that, like, holy shit, they can die, and holy shit, if they go grey, they're dead. Like, that's the whole kind of thing.
In
And they're
their
just
in their
absolutely
drive
blasted.
in their drive for like commercial profits and selling new toys, they by accident made like a really good film with actual
Mm-hmm.
stakes because main characters just get blasted to bits.
Yeah.
So what happens if no one's around to fire Megatron?
It just usually just floats around. It's weird. Yeah, they just,
Well, he's like his weapon itself is quite powerful, right? But
He
he's
can
more
shoot his
powerful
gun.
if he's fired. Yeah. So watch, he's gonna fucking.
Isn't he vulnerable when he's like turns into a weapon? Like, couldn't they like?
yeah. It's been times where people have picked him up that
Yeah. Logic
Oh,
in
I see
Transformers
this.
it should not be observed.
Yeah,
It's
there's
best
no
to not
logic.
think about it.
Hey, didn't
this
you
is
draw
Daniel
that,
and
man?
Hot Rod. They're fishing. So a lot of fans.
Who was Hot Rod again? Is that
Judd
Judd
Nelson from,
Judd
from
Nelson.
the Breakfast Club, yeah. That's why Bumblebee does that in the Bumblebee movie. It's a nod to this. I've always thought. Anyway, people hate Hot Rod.
Why?
Because they're
Why do they
fucking
hate
morons.
Oh, because they're idiots. I don't know, but he's really awesome, so they're all wrong. This is like the coolest shit ever.
A pink, orange, and yellow man with fire on his chest is the coolest thing ever, and this is also cool. I
This-
always
You
wanted
got a
one of
hoverboard.
these.
This
Yeah,
little
it's
bit of
sick.
animation here when he transforms is so good.
So
Because he hits a little rock.
good song too.
It is, yeah, Stan Bush.
Ride and stuff.
Love that he's like a sports wagon, like, you know, but rides in the off road.
Yeah, man.
He's Hot Rod, man. It's cool. A
Logic.
little to the left, a little to the right.
I like the
Oh, I got it
colours
wrong.
of that
You
dude.
might find.
Turbo revving young punk.
Yeah.
They went all out on the music, didn't they?
Oh, the music is
Absolutely.
like one of the best
It does not
soundtracks ever.
stop.
It's kind of one of the reasons why it's still alive as a film, I think. Oh, just look at that, the way it transforms. It's so cool. And then you
I
think,
always thought
okay,
someone
this
should-
is awesome. This is really cool. And then there's a hole in the shuttle.
I always thought someone should do a screening with a live band or something to play all the songs.
He's got lasers coming out of him. It's just too cool.
Wasn't there a band that just did that kind of played?
I don't know.
Yeah,
cover
Cybertronic
versions of
Spree. They dress up.
Oh
as them,
yeah,
don't
but like with the film, like you know how they do like the orchestra stuff for Harry Potter and all that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be
I
cool,
could-
yeah.
That would be cool.
Transformers the concert.
they? Oh,
Yeah, do it.
this as well. The close up.
Hmm.
I always thought that was really cool. Like, just nuts. Like the action direction is really very dynamic and really good.
Did he say Autobrat?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They have really snappy puns. They all like to give them a few zingers.
Come on down, Auto Brat.
This is good.
Nice.
Ah.
Oh, missed. Oh, but you hit your mate.
Double
Cool.
banger.
Cup's pretty badass for an old timer.
Don't take the lines away, Matt.
Sorry.
The older dudes all sound like they had a few whiskeys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Cup's,
well, that's his
Cup's
kind of
cool.
vibe,
I love
isn't
that. Like in Transformers, there's just old ones and stuff,
Hmm.
and there's one in this. They double down on the ones having beards and mustaches and stuff, and it's just like, why is that robot got a mustache?
Perceptor, the fucking dude.
Percy.
So, who did you guys want to be as kids?
Hot Rod was my favorite.
Yeah, Hot Rod. Always like Bumblebee from the when I used to watch the show, and then like Soundwave was the coolest baddie.
Yeah,
Blaster
Soundwave
is cool
really
as well. Blaster was cool.
Yeah, Blaster's in this.
Is Bumblebee in this?
Yeah,
Little bit.
you've seen him already. Right at the beginning, he's on the moon. He's on the moon. Well, not our moon. He's on Cybertron's moon with Spike. They're gonna get eaten. There's a girl. That's the girl.
I bet that
thing.
caused a bit of a ruckus in the 80s, didn't it?
Oh, no one gave a shit, but nowadays
didn't?
people probably do.
They didn't have one.
It's
in
a
the
bit
movies,
weird
right?
now.
Female.
It is a little bit weird, to be
Autobot?
fair. But then they had her in the Bumblebee movie. She's in that at the beginning.
Okay.
That was a good film, that Bumblebee movie.
It was good, yeah. It was more in line with this in a weird way.
It was very odd that they've seemed to be going back because of these new ones in that Bayverse that was created, but they're just
Best not to
offshoots.
talk about it.
No. We'll not talk about that.
Okay.
No, rubbish.
Oh,
this is the
this
only
bit as
good
well.
one.
Oh
No,
my
he's
lord.
stuck. He has to shoot
Starscream,
his-
what is he
has to
doing?
shoot his foot off.
Oh no.
Just classic Starscream stuff.
Nobody likes Starscream, by the way. I thought
Nobody likes Starscream. He's
He's an
little
absolute peanut.
bit.
He's a great character, and he's like looks cool, but he's a big
Yeah.
old jerk.
It's like Megatron trips over or something, and he's like, "I'm leader now." And, like the slightest thing, and he says he's the leader, and then Megatron's just like, "Shut up, Starscream."
He
Like,
always does
whacks
have.
him.
He did have balls though, like because it was constant. Like he's always trying to do him in.
Every turn, he's like, "I'm going to be leader."
Is Starscream voiced by the guy that was Cobra Commander?
Oh shit, what's that? Locust?
That's
Yeah, the
Insecticons.
Insecticons.
They eat like
Insecticons.
energy.
Do they,
Energon.
are they really called like that?
Insecticons. Yeah.
Bombshell and
Oh, there it is. There it is. Choosh.
Music.
Now he's
doesn't
on his
stop.
back. He can't move.
watch this bit. Oof.
Oh,
Choosh. That's hard.
Double doors.
lots of lasers. Here we go.
I love this part.
Blaster. There he is.
Woo!
Perceptor's a pacifist. He doesn't like fighting. So that's like fun.
Which is why the comics always annoyed me, making him a sniper and stuff. That annoyed me. I
Yeah,
never
no,
liked
he's
that.
like not meant to like hurting things. He turns into a boombox blaster,
Yeah,
which
he
is
had to
why
turn
he's like
into
a
a boom-
DJ. Sounds
boombox,
like a
obviously.
DJ, you know.
It's the best. Wait to see what happens here. This is the dopest shit.
It is the dopest.
Was that some bad mixtapes?
What? Yeah.
Rumble, Frenzy, that
Ravage,
Bat one.
Rat-Bat.
Oh,
And,
does he have more than 4?
Yeah, Ravage and Laserbeak has at least 5 or 6. Rumble can do that look.
The yellow rat bat.
Crack
Yeah,
the
that's
nuts
cool.
inside. That's
Yeah.
the line.
First you crack the shell.
This part, this is my, like when this happened, I always used to love it.
No way.
Ooh.
He's got tapes too.
They
He's
all
got a
have mixed
rhino,
tapes.
a couple of robots,
Got his
a lion.
dudes. I love how Perceptor's just in the middle of this like battle of little guys.
He's just like, oh, hey, he's like, help. Fruit, burnt out toaster ovens.
Is that
The dialogue is absolutely brilliant. I love it.
Jeez. ADHD or what?
Yeah,
He's
he's just
Blur. He's
fast.
just super fast. His name is Blur because he's just, yeah.
Fits, right? What if your mum named you Blur and then you ended up slow? That'd be awkward.
See, I liked Blur when I was a kid, but it's another one where people say they don't like him.
Yeah.
I think it's like the Ewok thing where people say
Wind
they don't like
charger there.
Ewoks, and it's like, what's wrong with Ewoks? They're cool. Dead. That was more main characters, just dead. Big hole in Wheeljack's chest. It's Wheeljack, isn't it, that makes the
Yeah.
Dinobots in the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a big character, just no screen time, dead.
This whole siege, this whole sort of 20-minute section is just maybe the coolest thing that's ever been made. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the equivalent of the opening 5 minutes of Bumblebee, where it's just like
yeah.
mental. It's really cool. It's that basically. That as a kid, like it doesn't look as amazing as it did when I was 4 years old, but it's still, I think,
It's pretty wild that it just happens and just keeps going though.
doesn't stop.
Like they didn't like do it as a quick little scene or anything. Like it really
Oh, this
goes
guy.
on.
I know this guy.
Devastator.
Oh.
He's the Constructicons.
I can't draw explosions that good, and they just animated them with holes cut in film.
They're
Like, it's
amazing. I
ridiculous.
love all this stuff. Like the mechanical stuff looks really cool. Meow.
Oh, did not do a jot of damage.
No. I drew him on the front. That's going to be coming in a minute. Some Dinobots. I like that. Sort of
How's your
makes
drink,
you think
Florey?
they're just shooting up into the air randomly.
Oh.
Slaughter. That's right. I was going to kill them all.
That's very
Here we
dark.
go.
It is.
Here we go.
It is for a kids film. It's quite like whoa.
Where they been off? They've just been.
They were on
space.
They were on Cybertron. They had to fly
Had to
from
fly over.
Cybertron to Earth. They got the message from Blaster, and then they came over.
Yeah, we didn't know if they got the
Oh,
message
I
or
see.
not, but they did.
And they're here. Oosh. Eyeball pop. I said that should be an accessory on the figure. They did a new figure of it, but things like that are too cool. On my Blu-ray cover, I originally had Swoop underneath the rubble like that, and that was disallowed. So he's just flying in instead.
Oh, hero entrance.
This is like, so the Autobots have been losing. They're knackered. This is like the whole Autobots, all of them. This one dude's going to turn up and he's going to like show him. It's the coolest thing ever.
Love the reflection.
Yeah. The look on his face. on the Japanese version, they're like, "Oh no, Optimus Prime, bastard!"
This
There are a lot on the
like,
Japanese one.
Oh, look at that.
Like,
Flippy
what
flip.
does he do with his haul? Like, like where does it go?
Don't
just
ask those
disappears.
questions.
Okay.
Just disappears.
Yeah, imagine if it was mid-consignment.
One shall stand.
That's how DHL managed to get the poster tubes as mangled as they do. Stick it in the back of Optimus Prime.
You see that meme that 60 posted the other day with that conversation? It's like it's the whole conversation. One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly, Megatron? And then Optimus Prime's, why don't you fuck around and find out?
Is Cybertron, not Cybertron, Megatron's gun inspired by like a scope?
Yeah, because it's like on the gun it
the-
turns into like the scope. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Not a
There you go. Lightsaber?
lightsaber.
He's got a lightsaber. Slashed him up.
Was a magnesium torch.
This shot here, like that jump and the uppercut and everything, is like
Just
that's
big.
A-team stuff. Yeah, the animation squad was on there. They were doing
Yeah.
some stuff right there.
I'll rip out your optics. I mean, that's like a bit excessive, Megatron.
You just watch kids stuff nowadays, and it's not nothing on par with this, is it?
Finish him off.
Pew pew.
I like when there's a lens
He's
flare
taking his
shine like that.
good old time.
Uh-oh.
Tricky.
Oh. Shoot! Oh, hot rod. Come on, dude.
This is why
this
people
is
hate
so
Rock
tense.
Run. Well, he was trying to do the right thing. That's the point, and he made a mistake there a little bit. But
Yeah,
comes
see
good,
what
don't
he
worry.
did.
Oof.
That's why nobody likes him.
Exactly, yeah, but
It's the Peter Quill Infinity
I was going to
Infinity
say
War
exactly
thing.
the same thing.
heroes make mistakes sometimes, especially on their way to being a hero.
Was
I
he
always
crying,
like
or
that
was it just
cracked
bad reflection?
Megatron face.
He's messed. Everyone's messed up. They're both like
Ooh.
it's a fight to the death, basically.
He
He gets effed up.
I mean, we're 22 minutes in, and somebody's already dying.
Loads of people have already died, but yeah, like they're
I mean,
finished.
like main ones.
Yeah, Optimus Prime's the most main, and he's done in. Megatron's
He's at
done
it.
in. He's at it.
Here he goes.
Oh, he's taking over. He's taking over.
Yeah, gives him a
Kick him when he's
That's
down.
so Starscream. Kick him when he's down. Little jerk. I like
Don't
this
leave
because
me.
Soundwave's little boy carrying the gun is the cutest thing. You'll see in a second when they're running towards Astro Train.
Oh,
That's
He's
how
a
they
train
escape.
and a spaceship. That's
Yeah.
the
that's
coolest.
crazy.
It is very cool. This
Way to choose the train
his
like that.
his little dude's got his gun. Pose.
Oh, I know that pose.
It's on the poster, man. It's behind you.
I love that he's like an old timey train.
Hey, he'll turn into a space shuttle. Don't worry.
I know. Why didn't he turn into like I don't know, like a high speed train?
Why are you asking this question? How does he work when there's no track? Doesn't matter.
But why the train choice? I mean, you could have like
Just because
be
like
more
that's the
sci-fi.
the train that he saw when he chose his Earth mode. Because they
Okay.
scan, don't they? And then they
Back in 1833.
maybe. There's one that's a giant microscope right there.
Yeah.
This was the heartbreaking bit that finished us all off when we were kids. We used to cry every time.
How do Transformers reproduce?
Hot, steamy.
They,
assembly
they
line.
sort of build them and
Assembly
then they
line.
put a bit of the spark in. They call it a spark. That's like their
Exactly.
soul.
The old
It's a
From
spark.
from the old spark. Exactly.
It's to do with the
Where's-
Matrix as well.
Where's Dano's dad?
He's up on the moon. I already
On
said.
the moon with
Okay,
Bumblebee
and I thought he was with the others. I'm sorry.
No. They were on the moon. There was two. They're in two separate locations.
Oh, okay.
Optimus Prime and his mobile and a secret location on the one moon, and then there's another moon. There's Moon Base 1 and Moon Base 2.
I see. I need to get some tissues, people. Oh, I know that moment.
Nice little bit of foreshadowing, I like a little bit of foreshadowing in a film. He dropped it, but who's going to catch it?
Starscream would have said, "I'm the boss now."
He would.
But see, he's a good guy. Like, he's like, oh yeah, so what, it went off in my hands, and this is really, sort of seems really obvious who should be the leader. But, I'll still give it to Big Boy.
Big Boy gets it, yeah. Ultra Magnus.
Hey, James, have you picked who when you have to pick who Ultra Magnus's voice is. All right, that's your job.
Okay.
As we go through.
Wasn't that in the beginning? It said.
Yeah, but it's a very specific voice, but I don't think anyone knows his name, really.
I know his name.
We know his name.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Pour one out. Pour one out.
They really hammer it home. He goes black and white. Eyes turn off.
Turns his head.
It's
And then he gets a pool of oil just leaking all over the floor.
But
Just
then there's like a bit
explodes.
of an ominous, weird stuff going on here.
There's a question. Who's looking at those TVs? They're inside the thing itself.
Why are you asking these questions? It's a silly
It's
question.
a mental image.
Now, I've been pulled into the silly question asking now. Here he goes.
Oh dear, he's saying, I want to be in charge. That's so good, all the knackered ones. Oh, no, please. And they just chuck them out into space.
That's mean.
It is pretty mean.
The
Oh,
Decepticons.
They survive though, right?
Yeah, look, I still function, look.
Best.
Outrageous. Of course you do.
I mean, they got 5 votes.
Yeah. Soundwave has as well, though, because he's got all of his little dudes.
Oh, also more votes.
Unchromatic. That's
cheating.
good, isn't it? Yeah, no way.
Aren't they like fucking up the other, like the spaceship?
That
Yeah.
man, his stomach
Decepticon?
is kind of sore, yeah.
He's like,
Can you guys stop fucking about back there? Jesus. I'm not supposed to be
I
saying
mean,
this.
Astral Train could have quite easily just taken over. They just dumped all of them out. Just like, fuck you guys, I'm taking over.
Just transform with him inside and see what happens.
Can they survive in space, floating
Yeah.
around like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
they don't breathe, do they?
But some stuff's gonna go down.
Orson Welles in his final feature film performance.
Awesome. Awesome.
Imagine that. It all comes to this.
He's like doing this and those wine adverts. Have you seen those wine adverts he used to do? He's just like this.
No.
Giant
Apparently on
Orson
this
Welles
he had a
just
very
getting
he had a
pissed.
very tough time like actually recording the lines and stuff for this. He was in such bad health.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The voice is not altered.
Well, no, that's one of the reasons they put it over the top, because he was like wheezing and stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't sound too hot.
They had to like reverse engineer it, didn't they? Sounds good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It does sound good. I've never seen Citizen Kane.
Really?
Me neither.
Well, full
Actually,
year. Oh dear.
Where
we'll
does
do
all
that
the
as the
wind come
we'll do that as the next one.
I've seen Citizen Kane several times. It's a very good movie. I don't think it's as good as this movie, though.
Not as many toys.
His greatest role, right at the
So
end.
anyway, in case people like Tom are missing it, Unicron eats planets to like get energy and stuff, and there's only one thing that can destroy him, and that is the matrix that's in the
Leadership, yeah. Leadership.
So that's why he's doing this, because he wants them to get it so that they can't kill him.
Yeah, he's hiring these peanuts to go and get it for him.
Yeah. It is all these lighting effects and stuff that make it. I mean, that is such a cool shot.
But the writing is very good though. Like, proceed on your way to oblivion is awesome.
It is good, yeah.
This shit was wild back in the day.
Oh
too.
my
Like,
god!
it just looks.
It
so
was like
good.
this and Tron. I was just thought it was like the most
Yeah.
futuristic,
Ooh, that's
coolest
cool.
shit I'd ever seen.
He got a new paint job.
Yeah. Wow, whole new bits and pieces. A bit of space magic here.
Yeah, but
Yo, bitches, yo.
I like that he's got minions. It's cool.
The trucker.
Oh shit, he turned gargoyle.
Just the coolest designs. Like,
Cyclonus is
Space
awesome.
beard.
do you think these guys are baddies? Hell yeah, look at them. Like,
So the designs for Transformers, the movie, were a departure from the cartoon. So in the cartoon, they were obviously based off of the toys. But when they did the movie, they did the designs first and then the toys second.
Ah, really?
Yeah, which is
That's why
why
they're
they're
more
much more like
complicated
rounded off and more like interesting. But they were crazily designed. The whole movie was designed by one dude.
So his
One
gun
f-
is now also an engine.
It
Yeah,
turns
he's
into
just-
a cannon now, I think. Yeah. So one guy, Florey, like
Derry.
basically designed all the robots and stuff. And I think the design is really good in this movie. The production
Is
design
it?
is great.
Did he get brainwashed now, or what happened exactly?
he's said I'll do it, but you just see it's Megatron, so he never really wants to follow anyone's rules. But
Yeah, exactly.
He's kind of like, well, I'm gonna
Force him, can't
He's
you?
basically just gonna like destroy me if I don't do it. So I'll say yes for now, kind of thing.
What was that? Did he
Shut
just
off
sick
the
of
steal
it.
the
He's
trumpets
like,
trumpet?
because
get
he
on
was
with
like, he's got a cape and what a loser.
Oh shit!
It's kind of
There we
the Boris Johnson approach to taking over.
Bad comedy. This is just mental as well.
Mental.
Look at this.
What kind of gun is it? An EMP gun, or what does he have now?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh no, that didn't end well.
Oh,
did it?
he's disintegrated.
Just in case you needed to know, he was also dead.
Oh.
Oh, he doesn't give a shit about the crown.
No.
Leonard Nimoy is the voice
Yeah,
of
exactly.
the Ultron.
They're quickly to allegiances, don't they? The
Yeah.
Decepticons.
Decepticons are pretty
They're
much
baddies.
baddies.
It's
yeah.
in the name.
Yeah. Cliff Jumper and Chaz.
Guys, you might want to leave.
But I think they're got a
yawning,
situation,
James.
mate.
That's it. That pillar will make a difference, won't it?
Turns into the boombox and it
Why doesn't he
strengthens
turn
the
into an
thing.
antenna?
Turns into a boombox, you know? Oh my goodness me. But that's what I've always said, like, about the movies, the new movies, is that they should just follow the trajectory of the original cartoon. Do one, like, where there's a bit of a war on Cybertron, then they escape and they go to Earth and make friends on Earth and stuff, and there's an Earthbound movie, you know, and then cap it a trilogy off with mental, epic scale planets eating planets and stuff. Don't do that straight off.
No.
Build up to it.
It seems like a missed opportunity what they've done.
Oh, for sure.
Do we get the line in this version, Matt?
I think this version has the line, because we didn't have it in the UK version, which is why it was a U, but the Americans have a line. And it
My
makes
kids
it PG.
love it because I didn't know it was there because I didn't have this.
It was
version.
never there when we watched it, yeah. Oh, yeah, they've done it. They're going to blow him up.
No, you did not, obviously.
High five.
He said a swear. So I hear the reason that they did that is so that they could get a PG rating.
So it wouldn't
because all
seem
the
like
death
kids.
and slaughter of the robots doesn't count. and
Means
then like you get slightly older kids wanting to go see it, and they thought it'd make it more commercial than a U. And then they changed their minds and cut it out for when it came out in the UK. That's what I've heard anyway. Stop beeping.
What is that?
Beeping.
It's burning at the office. I thought also it was like, was it in the movie right now? Was it
No, I
beeping?
think it's not here. Whose voice is that?
Useless Ultra Magnus. There's a line Ultra Magnus says in this in a bit, and I watched it with my wife Kate once. I don't think she really appreciated it, but she just thought it was the best, funniest line in the whole movie.
I feel like I say that every day now.
I don't have time for that right now. You'll see it in a bit. It's just really weird and good. Some more action. Music kicks off.
I love how his head pops up.
Yeah, the toy does that as well. So you could do that with the toy.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Give
where
the
else is it gonna
eyebrows. If he had eyebrows.
What do you think they based her helmet design on? RC's helmet design, everybody. I'll give a gold star to whoever figures it out.
I know it, but
Yeah.
I'll let
And
the other
you
guys-
two know RC,
The
the
girl,
lady
RC.
one. What did they
Oh,
base
okay.
her helmet on?
Have a look.
Haven't you been watching the film?
with the 7,000 other things going on.
The Dinobots don't want to get inside.
I'm sorry, he's very annoying.
Oh, it's very much a Rogue Squadron helmet.
No.
Is it not?
Close.
Close. Right
You're in
franchise.
the right universe.
Don't think helmet.
Ah, okay.
Female.
Female.
the
kind
bun.
of-
Mate, possibly the only one.
Princess Leia's buns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I read a quote. This is paraphrasing, but he was basically like, Princess Leia's good. We're just going to make like a hot robot version of that. That's what we did. And I was like, okay. So the weird stuff with RC started from the very beginning.
Grimlock.
Pretty weird.
He's just a big old jerk. He's a bit dumb, but he's strong.
What's really annoying as well is that they didn't make a toy. So they
Of
did
RC.
toys of all the characters, but they didn't do one of RC, probably because they were like, oh, it's a pink and it's a girl, so the boys won't want to buy it.
Yeah.
And
The thing
it's
is,
just
she
like, well, why
turns
have
into
the
a cool
character there?
space car. Like,
Yeah, she's cool.
and she's a good.
That was a
As much as she's just like the girl one, she's a good character. Like with that kind of, she looks after herself. You know, like she can do it all. I don't know.
Weird that she's pink and like,
Yeah,
Kirby.
that sucks.
but the size of
RC,
his
like
hand
race
now
car?
on her hand. Watch this. It's so weird.
Yeah,
Why
he's
is he so
massive.
much bigger than her?
Because she's a girl and girls are tiny and like, oh no, save me. You know?
It's not that big of a difference now.
Yeah, it's all a bit silly, but you know.
Well, Springer's based on like a jock. He's a jock, so he's like a football player. That's why he's got the shoulder pads and stuff. It's like clear what visual motifs there is and stuff.
I was going to say, the visual motifs, it's clever how they do the designs based around, okay, this is the jock one, this is the Princess
It's all
Leia one,
silhouettes.
this
It's
is
done with silhouettes and colour, so it makes it easier to see what's going on because it's so noisy and mental.
Lord.
Yeah. This is referencing something, isn't it? What's it referencing?
Is he practicing?
Here's Luke Skywalker here.
Luke
Practice-
Skywalker, yeah.
Practicing, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also Dune, which is
Yeah.
obviously where Star Wars got it from originally. The practice thing in Dune. Right.
Grimlock is Chewbacca.
Yeah, there you go. Time out. But the whole thing is, it's pretty obvious when you see the parallels to Star Wars. Like, they're trying to do this kind of space opera version of this rinky-dink kind of 80s robot show.
Mm-hmm. Shrek Bets of Dramadan.
The Star Trek reference here, too.
There is.
What?
That's it. It's Of Mice and Men. The Petro Rabbits thing is referencing Of Mice and Men.
Oh,
Random,
okay.
but true. Because he says about, tell me more about the rabbits, doesn't he?
Why wouldn't they fly always as like their own spaceship? Isn't that faster anyways?
Why do
Maybe
we
Energon,
why-
because they do need energy. Like, they're not just in
Yeah.
unlimited power.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I say, have we missed him? I haven't got time for that now. Have we missed that?
No,
It's
that's like after they bite it.
in a minute, isn't
Battery
it?
pack.
This is it.
bouncing in space.
I can't deal with that now. So he's just said that their friends have just bought it, and Ultra Magnus just like, I can't deal with that right now. You useless man.
Nice. Can't do the multitasking.
I think Ultra Magnus is a very interesting character because he's a big hero type, so he thinks he has to live up to that, and he tries his absolute best, but he just doesn't have the stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's like Optimus Prime.
Not got the
light,
moxie.
isn't it? Oh,
Well, that's the
Oh,
whole
Jim.
thing, isn't it? Like, whereas, oh dear, Hot Rod's got the moxie, so
Chutzpah.
oh, they've blown him up. That's a good explosion.
Big bada boom.
oh.
It had the Unicron effect. It's what you think.
How do you guys feel about the pace? Are you getting worn out yet or what? Like, we're halfway
No, I'm
through.
It's not really
But it
stopped
just
yet.
it just goes, right?
keeps
Like, it
rolling.
is.
It's like
I think
a-
it is unique in that way.
It's a good action movie, I think. Yeah, shut up.
Women, am I right?
All right, C3PO.
He's annoyed.
Yeah.
Oh, Percy's the best.
Let's go for it.
Oh,
Oh, there was the intermission.
they're not having a good time. Old
Oh, a bit of water-based action now.
some rock
So
music.
here's where we see that there are other robotic life forms. This always confused me as a kid.
The water bots.
Basically, like throughout the galaxy, there's
Cybertrons.
robots, and organic life
Where-
is the rare thing.
I'm sorry, where was Hot Rod? Did I miss something?
They crashed on a planet.
They crashed on this planet,
Oh,
so
they
he's
crashed.
just woken
Okay,
up.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that! His hand turned into a buzzsaw. There's just no denying it. Hot Rod's the coolest. Does the figure do that?
Fire
Driving on the ocean floor, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Makes sense.
Mate, if they did that in RRR, you'd be all over it.
You
No,
would.
no.
Giant
Aqua
squid.
squid.
It's an octobot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cut off one head and two shall grow more.
Yeah, you've been
It's like
watching
the way
Captain
it goes
America.
like that now. It's like, eat me eye.
I love that it also has like the ink.
The oil or
Oh
something.
no, Cup was in bits, man.
Oh dear.
And meanwhile, this song is just absolutely cranking the whole time.
Fix me.
The audio mix is all over the place, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's brilliant.
Okay.
I'll get out my blowtorch.
Turn it down a bit there. Turn it up a bit there.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Now they're gonna
Not
crash
tonight,
land on the planet of junk because there's a planet of junk. I love that. They take that thing from Star Wars of the specific planets and just turn it to crazy. So there's a planet of junk. There's a planet of fish monsters. Like, because in Star Wars it's like desert planet, jungle planet, forest moon. You know, it's the same thing. There's no like unique, different environments on the planets. Is there?
Yeah.
It's all desert. This
Yeah.
planet. This one's all junk.
At what point does one of them fall on him and just crush him to death?
Yeah. They're the Autobots, man.
He ends up, I think it's him, doesn't it? In the Headmasters, he like ends up like with broken legs or something. So they put him inside RC's head, and he controls her head. I might have made that up because I've not watched it since I was a kid. Headmasters, but they,
It sounds like
Headmasters,
something
their
they
heads
would've
come
done.
off and they
Hands.
turn into robots.
Always wanted one of these too, eh?
Yeah, he's cool. He's just not used to it.
Just think about what you want to do. Walk.
All business.
He's so bland,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Oh, he's just a. He's
He also
just
looks
an
like his
his
old-
eyes
best.
look like he has the aviator shades on or something.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Trash bots. This is
Yeah,
Mad
I'll do.
Max now.
Junkions.
Why did they make him Chinese?
Don't ask that question.
Well, it's a Japanese animation. They're weird, got weird beards.
There's some weirdness
Right.
there, but I think it's what we read into it because of the way they talk, and even the song that they play as well later is odd.
The Weird Al Yankovic one. Yeah.
It just has a sound to it that
Eric Idle is the voice of Junkion.
Wreck-Gar.
Okay, Obi-Wan.
You got to have an old timer who knows what to do and stuff. Could have been like, I guess, Optimus Prime helping guide him and stuff, but then it wouldn't work. What happens later on? So Optimus
Something
Prime's got to die.
Something I always liked about the designs of like the newer characters in this is obviously they're on Earth and Earthlings know about them, so the forms that they turn into, they're not hiding at all. Like they're just space cars and
all
sorts
and shit,
of
'cause
weird
they know
stuff.
who they are. Listen, James.
Hey, I got that on. Oh, these are those little dudes you've got millions of, aren't they, Mike?
Yeah, I've got a shelf full of them behind me. Sharkticons.
What?
Oh no, they're Alicons. Sharkticons are a little bit different. Nom, 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 nom.
What are they eating?
The Energon,
Energon.
chips. It's like a little snack.
So like Energon cubes in the show were like the
Okay.
thing. They were always trying to make them or steal them or whatever. And these are just little versions that these guys tend
Okay.
to like.
And now they feed them, and now they're attacking them.
And now they're pissed
'cause
off
they
because
want
there's no
more.
more.
Ma,
just
ma, ma. That little dude.
What's with Akira car?
This is before Akira, I think you'll find.
I know, but it looks kind
Well,
of
before the film, anyway. Well, it is Japanese. Like it's all it's Toei animation. I think.
Oh, it's that dude.
They've got a kangaroo court. It's cool.
I thought he's innocent.
That's how we roll,
Yep.
yeah. Everyone
How they
goes
roll.
in. But as a kid that confused me, and it confused my kids 25 years later or whatever. How old am I?
Well, it's great because it shows that there's injustice in the universe.
Yeah, but they're just like, innocent doesn't mean that. Like, and I'm like, yeah.
Point.
Oh,
That's that robot that's in bits there is like is it one of the Gundams or something? It's like a famous Japanese
Yeah,
robot.
he was in the beginning.
No, not that guy. The one that was in bits on the floor. Is that Kranix?
It's Galactus.
Finished my pop.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Do you call like soda pop in Australia? Do you call it pop? What would you call
soft drink, or
Yeah, we call it pop.
is that regional though? Do you all call it pop?
I don't know. I don't care
Pop.
what other people in the down south they probably just call it soft drinks. Oh no.
We know what that means.
Shark meat. Oh God, Hot Rod shit in it. Look at his hand.
He's not happy about it.
Shit.
He doesn't like the injustice because he's a good guy. These
He's a
guys are
young
fun.
punk.
I love that they don't speak like proper English.
Yeah, like
He
Their
fell
brains are
over because
small.
he like one foot stepped on it.
Sisiam salami.
I've been reading a book and it's kind of on about language recently. In Manglish and Jamaican patois and stuff like that. Is if you're in a foreign language, if you're in a foreign country and you try and speak to somebody, rather than kind of doing the whole speaking louder and slower, which we know is stupid, but this kind of way of speaking is the best way to be able to communicate, because most people know the odd word, or you can kind of pick up on what a word is. So like if you go up to a hotel room and they can't speak English or don't speak English and you want to ask them if the room's ready, rather than going, "Here, is my room ready?" Like saying something like, my room clean, my room clean ready. Kind of like just kind of doing that whole kind of Manglish kind of thing is a good way of
Oh,
doing
instead
it.
of the English way of just going, "Excuse me,
Hey, you're right, bruv."
is my room clean, perchance?"
Yeah,
and then just
yeah, yeah,
repeating it louder because English people love to. We love to do that. Just say it louder.
Me room clean ready, that kind of thing. Apparently. Is my room ready? That, yeah.
I've got a Unicron toy over there. Go get it. But it might be a spoiler. I think everybody knows that he turns into a giant robot, right?
Good for you, kid.
So in that exosuit, is his arms just down by his side there?
No, I
When he
think they go in.
transforms.
They go into the arms a bit.
Well, it's the same as like, why is Iron Man, 6'7" when Robert Downey's 4.5 foot? It's like I always imagined his feet are halfway up the leg, and it's just got
Yeah.
toes and stuff in there.
But then he'd
toe
mean
boots.
that kind of stuff trips my mind because that means he's going to have to, his shins, his like knees bending at the shin kind of thing.
Yeah. Snaps his leg every time.
It's the same with,
Oh dear.
excuse me.
Come on, Daniel, you've got to transform.
Blur just drives off on this kid
look
that's
at
getting shot at.
They just like
So this kid's going to have his arms stuck out like that because if he's not going to be able to bend that, is he?
No, he's probably
again
inside
with the
like
logic there, everybody.
True.
Maybe it's like the what's it called in Aliens where she has like the
Like
You
bow
know,
loader, yeah. He's
yeah.
probably got a little control there.
There was a shot there where he was holding something to drive
like
like
that.
this, and the
Yeah.
arms were actually out there. So
Well, I'd be so cool to have a robot suit that also turns into a car, wouldn't it? I would love that.
Chill all I want. Oh.
He did like the hero thing, thinking
yeah,
that
make
he's
it a
the
hero play.
Gonna open the Matrix and save the day.
Always checking.
not yet.
Oh goodness.
Pew pew. Yeah, way to throw it to him.
Oh, he blew up, didn't he?
It blew up proper. Bitch. Oh, he's not happy.
No.
It's interesting that there are so many different like robot life forms out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like what I was saying before. I think in Transformers universe, like organic life is the rare thing, and everything else is just robots.
Okay.
Because a long, long time ago, the robots came around and propagated everything. Because they're all related, I think, in like the lore. They're all sort of
Well, there's a whole lot of
originally
creationary stuff that happens in it as
like
well.
Unicron and Cybertron are two things that were around.
Where's
when
this-
they started.
Where's his lightsaber though? Couldn't he like cut him up to pieces?
But
What?
he's got lasers and buzzsaws.
I appreciate the arms on the sharks.
Yeah, the little hands. I appreciate the punch out that happens in a minute. Cup gets a
They're like
tail
dogs.
off of one of them and he
Oh,
smashed
yeah,
them
so
to bits with
fast.
their own tail.
They're
Well
flushing
cool,
him
mate.
down.
There's a really cool shot of Hot Rod punching one out and it's wicked.
Way to go that they have that that they can get out.
They did it like a
I know,
they
but
didn't.
like, why did the sharks get out?
the whole water got swept up. It just came out with them.
Okay. Bender.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, smack him.
Beat you to death with your own tail. Tell you
Yeah.
that.
This bit is so cool.
Oof.
True.
Oof. You got.
And then this always made me laugh.
Just the
Oh,
best.
looky here.
So silly. Why? I love it. Excuse me.
Is that, by the way, is the guy on top there? Is that the one you drew for the convention?
Yeah, that's the little
Wheelie.
Thank you.
wheelie. Yeah.
What's his name?
Wheelie. People really hate that character, but again, I always thought he was cool. He's got a little slingshot.
Uh,
He's like,
Okay.
they're kind of like, wait, we can do that sort of stuff? Oh, okay.
Ah, right. And they'd never thought about a bit of revolution.
Oh, where'd they all
People's
come from?
revolution.
Makes you wonder what Wheelie's doing here and why none of them know him, because he's got an Autobot symbol. What's he been lost there for 40,000 years or something? Like,
Probably, yeah. He's
Yep.
still a
that's
little boy.
that's what's wild about all this, because it's millions of years, like the time of
Yeah.
the
he's
war.
a
and
tribal Autobot.
That's 100% Eric Idle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is one of the songs that wasn't written for the film, right? Weird Al Yankovic
Yeah, this is an
already
actual
had
song,
this
yeah.
because it's a rip off of Devo. That's the original video. Is like taking the Mickey out of Devo. There's a really funny interview with the Devo guy. Oh, what's he called? Mark Mothersbaugh. You know, who he's a film composer now. Did like Thor Ragnarok soundtrack and stuff.
Really?
And he says how he hates Weird Al Yankovic because this song is like such a perfect piss take. It's like better than my own music. I hate it. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love how these guys just like put themselves back together and like swap from rider to vehicle to like it's
Yeah.
so good.
This is a banger
is
of a
cool.
song.
Me.
It's Weird Al?
Weird Al Yankovic, yeah.
Again, in the 80s, Transformers was fucking massive.
It was the biggest brand for a few years,
But
wasn't
for a very
it?
short
Up until
amount of
like
time,
just
right?
after this. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
about 2 years. It was just massive.
I'm quite looking forward to that Weird Al film. Maybe not so much Daniel Radcliffe in it, but
Oh, I
just-
think he's good. He's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's interesting.
He likes to do off-brand things. He's like, you know what? I've made all the money.
yeah.
I'll just have a bit of fun. Cause
Yeah, I mean, he was a
so much
Nazi at some point, like a neo-Nazi undercover,
Yeah.
and then he was, is now Weird Al. He's
Farting
been
dead
the Swiss
body.
Army man.
Yeah, he was a corpse.
Such a weird film. So
Wasn't he also naked on Broadway or something?
yeah.
Probably. Oh,
With
this
a
is
horse,
a cool
right?
bit from Hot Rod coming up that always makes me laugh when he comes out. Hang on, I've got this.
And she's hot for Hot Rod.
Certainly is.
Lord. Oh man. That worked so well the first time.
Civilized
They love it.
people, yeah.
And then they're like, we
What?
talk TV, and then Cup knows TV as well. It's all good.
What?
Because they talk
Dancing.
TV. They're friends, they're having a dance.
Don't you just dance randomly with your friends when you're happy? I mean, come on
In
now.
RRR, they do.
Oh,
It's very random,
I
but
bet they
again,
do.
as a kid, you just think, yep, cool. That's what you do when you make some new friends. You have a dance.
Kiss them on the nose.
Lol.
Love it.
Kimosabi.
Just put some oil on him, don't they? It's interesting.
Just buff him up.
Right, yeah, it's fine.
Couldn't have done that with Optimus Prime, could they?
Well, he's
No.
not gone black and
Spit
white,
shine.
has he? It's the spark has gone from Prime.
True.
Spark hasn't gone from Ultra Magnus because he's not.
But
gone black
also,
and white.
like, the
So
plug and
people
play
always-
nature.
People always say that, don't they? And I'm like, yeah, but he's not gone black and white. As a kid, I was just like, yeah, it's fine. He didn't go black and white. Optimus
Yeah.
Prime is fully dead when he goes black and white.
The only thing that breaks it is when you see, like, Wind Charger and that, and they're not black and white, even though they're obviously dead. That's the only...
Wheeljack's they're kind of gone grey, haven't they?
I want dun 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
for every character.
every-
So they're just going to go off and fight Unicron, and that's like it, isn't it?
I love this.
Over.
I love this ship. Like, Kimo Sabi, hello stranger.
Big sexy number.
Just got this in my junkyard. Yeah, I've 100% never seen this before.
Well, you obviously just didn't have a childhood, did you? Or at least definitely not one like mine, because I watch this every week. Every week. Years. Years and years.
It's those couple of years, James, I guess.
Yeah, there was definitely a window for this. Like, you had to be right in the zone.
Yeah. I think they took me to the cinema to see it. I can't really remember because I was 3 or 4 when it came to England.
I love that he has a chain now, like he's Flavor Flav now.
We got to keep it somewhere. He doesn't have the hole.
Yeah, boy.
He doesn't have the chest piece, yeah. Oh, this bit blew my mind. It just
So
absolutely
good.
blew my mind.
Having him
Is he
standing on
transforming?
him.
It's very smart.
There's no what?
It's doing it, but just very slowly.
It's too big.
Music's very good as well. I think the things in this movie do make it. There's a reason why it sort of lasted. I think. Obviously,
score's
it looks
incredible.
really cool, but the music is actually really awesome.
Didn't he have a mustache? I thought he had a mustache.
It comes and goes. He has a goatee.
He
doesn't
sort of doesn't. He doesn't. He's got a crack.
A goatee.
Like in the. Got a bit. The beard sometimes it's pronged, but other times it's just
Okay.
square. But then he's got like a line around there, and it looks like a mustache, but it's kind of like in the robot. Hang on,
Panel
I've
lines and
drew a
stuff.
sketch of him, didn't I? Going to get a reprise of the awesome music soon. So like it's like a shadow. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see.
okay.
Oh yeah, his
No,
beard's
you-
there.
It's not a beard. It's like it's just. An
They're
overhang
talking.
and
They're
it
talking
makes it
about the
look like a
bottom
beard.
though. It comes and goes.
The
that
goatee
part.
thing that comes
Yeah.
and goes. Yeah.
Nom 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 nom. He's
Did he ever
eating his
back in
own
the-
booger.
Back in the day, did they ever make a figure of Omnicron? Unicron.
Unicron.
No, they have. There is like if you look online, there is one that
they
they
did
think they were
a,
gonna make it like a prototype, but they never did it, as far as I know.
Wow, the music's fucking kicks in now. It's so cool. It's the Hot Rod theme, isn't it? Coming back.
So they never even did just a smaller version of him.
No.
Oh, weird.
Though obviously, they've done one now, but originally they didn't do one. See, it's Hot Rod that does it. Pilots it in.
You can survive.
Damn. He's
Tune.
blind.
See, people say the touch is the best, but I like Dare. I think
I
Dare's the
like
best.
Dare also. This is why we get on.
Dare is just like, ooh, the best song. Woo. Animation error. Lots
There's
of
almost
those.
more animation errors than there are like actual
Yeah.
proper frames.
I think they spent about $5 or $6 million on it though, which is quite a
Oh,
lot
gee.
for a film of
quite
this
some
kind. And then it failed, which is why the G.I. Joe movie didn't come out in cinemas. This flopped. Well, it didn't flop, it just didn't.
I mean, we had some G.I. Joe movies that didn't do anything.
Well, I think like a lot of films back then, this came into its own on video, you know? VHS is where it really...
VHS, eh? That's a fun.
It makes you think about stuff though, because I was thinking about this the other day. Like when you just you would just find out stuff was coming because you would see a poster or see it at the cinema when you were there to watch something else, and it would be like some stuff we get like a year or two after, say, the US or whatever, but you wouldn't know that. You were just happy to have a new thing.
Yeah.
So who knows when? I have no idea when I really watched this.
No, going to the cinema as a kid was like one of the best things you could do. It was just a massive experience. And you had those magazines and stuff with all the coming soon. That's the only way that you found out.
That's
About
why
anything
movie
new.
posters are a thing, isn't it? Because people remember looking at a coming soon poster and going, "Oh, what's that?" And the original poster for this film, the UK poster, is absolutely brilliant. It's so good that I made them put it on the Blu-ray that I did. Don't know if that's in frame or whatever, but
And I think that's probably why we all have the love of the movie poster, right? Because we grew up in a time when Marvel didn't put them out online because there wasn't no online. You had to go. I always like to walk in, and I would be in the hallway, and I would just look at each one for ages, and move to the next one, and move to the next one. And we had to get in before the trailers because that was the only way you were going to know what was going to be coming up, and it was the best.
it was the best. Cool.
Just a bunch of water inside his colon
Did they hit
there.
his bladder?
Yeah, he's like, "Whoop."
Yeah, it's
Crikey.
just like
Just swimming around in Unicron's pits.
stuff.
What is that, the jazz drink now,
Innards.
Florey?
Oh, now I'm just drinking bourbon and Coke.
They always do like water and like explosions and stuff so well with like the Japanese animation. It's just
Too good.
so dynamic.
Oh, I always hate this part. It always stressed me out.
Oh, is that
Ooh, they're getting
is that
digested.
a Terminator bath?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like him
Acid.
getting his
dear.
energy, isn't it? Tasty.
That's
Or,
terrifying.
or Attack of the Clones, episode 2.
Oh no.
Did you guys ever get How My Body Works? There was like a part collection where you bought the books and you kind of built a figure. But
All
they
in
did
Kingsley type thing.
Yeah, but they did a TV series as well, that whereas inside the human body, and they had
Oh, well.
people swimming
Spike's
in
performance here is
bloodstreams
just like
and digestive juices and stuff. It's really weird when you think about it now.
Yeah, good. You froze then, so we didn't hear any of that. I'm sure it'll
Who
be on
froze?
the replay.
Whew.
Oh,
did
good
it.
one, Daniel.
We nearly lost the boys.
Oh, they couldn't do Jazz dirty, could
Yeah,
they?
no, Jazz and Bumblebee go. I think there would have been riots, like a whole bunch of 7-year-olds in the cinema just.
I mean, the Optimus Prime was enough. Everyone lost their mind. So much so that the UK version and the Australian version at the end, they added a voiceover that says, "We've done it, blah, blah, blah. And don't worry, the greatest Autobot of them all will return." And you were like, oh, he will return. Phew.
Yeah, what was the choice there doing that? Is it
It's just because they wanted to sell these new toys instead.
Well, the whole thing was a toy commercial. The as much of it as that this show's not great. The what is it? The toys that made us, like those, they're not the greatest things. But if you go and watch the Transformers one, it lays it out really well. I think like just how much of it. It's just an ad. Just taking Japanese toys and turning them into giving them a backstory and then turning it into a show. I think
like the key thing that makes them different is that they were those Japanese toys originally based on the way that Japanese robots are. They're just better. They just look. The designs are so good. And then with this movie, the way this is better is because it's Japanese animation again, and it's just got that style to it. It's just brilliant. Here we go.
Rowdy Rodimus Prime.
The new Prime.
No.
Young punk done good.
Good dialogue coming up. Always thought that's perfect. Because this is a car as well, you see? They turn into cars, so end of the road. Love it. He's done a Darth Vader and he just floats off into space, so he'll be back. I think in the cartoon he lands in a big vat of lava or something, and it sends him mad, and he's crazy. Oh. So the next series, he's completely mental. He's lost his mind, Galvatron. Could be wrong, because I've only ever watched it when I was a kid. I'm going to find Orson Welles' quote on working on Transformers the movie. It's brilliant.
Matt, you're kind of quiet. Could you speak a little bit more in the microphone?
Oh, sorry.
Is it just that we have Stan Bush blaring in our ears as well? Absolutely rocking out.
Might be, yeah.
His man face on.
One of the things they're really good at is expressions on the robots as well.
Mm-hmm. For how simple their faces are. Well, yeah. I'm having trouble at the moment with my poster for it. Am I supposed to? No, yeah.
It's fine.
So, because none of it makes sense, right? If you pause this thing and you sort of go to the frames in between the frames, they stretch and they bend and stuff because it really doesn't. It'd be running into itself all the time, and the faces especially. It's like, okay, you've got these lines for contour, but what would that look like from the side? It makes no sense.
It doesn't make
How
any
do their
sense,
mouths
yeah.
actually work? And that's why I think in the live action films they make it hyper complicated, so they've got 1,000 bits and it can just sort of move as our faces do. But are their faces rubber? Is it liquid metal? Who knows?
Yes.
Yeah. So the film is over, pretty much. This is what Orson Welles had to say. Orson Welles said, I played the voice of a toy, some terrible robot toys from Japan that change from one thing to another. I play a planet. I menace somebody called something or other. Then I'm destroyed. I tear myself apart on the screen.
Awesome.
No idea. Probably did it lying in bed.
Yeah. Done.
There it is.
There's the big head.
Love it. It's now a
head
moon
honcho.
of Cybertron, right?
It's now got a goatee.
Yeah.
Now full on goatee. Well,
Bam, 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 bam. Okay, people.
There it is.
That was
the
a
greatest
thing,
film
wasn't it?
experience of all
We're
time.
let's have a
through with
look. See,
this.
see some of these
Love it.
films.
Hour 20 is passed into 1, and we're stopping here. Alrighty, guys.
Eey.
So
we did it.
Still on?
everybody.
We're
We're
still
back. I
on.
hope you enjoyed it.
So, how did
called there.
everyone feel? James, I think we should start with you. What do you think?
I enjoyed it. It was
Bit of fun?
better than I expected it to be.
Oh.
It was, it's kind of one of those.
Nice.
If I'd have watched that as a kid, that'd have blown my mind. I think.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of I'm kind of now almost sad that I didn't watch that as a kid. It's definitely one I want to sit down and the younger nephews. I think they'd. I think they'd appreciate it, but especially because, like, again, the pacing thing that we were saying at the start. A lot of what kids' films don't do now is kind of get that pacing right. This is. I'm not saying the pacing's right on it.
Alright,
What
I'm gonna
it's
hit
kind
the
of
bathroom real quick.
all the fucking time. It's stuff all the time going off. So I think I think kids, it kind of like, there isn't a moment to step away and think, oh, okay, I'm bored now. Or I'm going, it's something that I guess, I don't know, how are your kids you've sat and watched it with your kids, haven't you, Florey?
Yeah. Like when this came about, like when we started working on something a few years ago, and I started getting the toys and stuff, and as soon as a 4-year-old boy sees a Transformer, it just takes hold. And then I said, well, there's a movie, right? And as soon as we watched it, like, it became his play, like it just all went straight in, and we watched it I think we watched it every day for at least a month. Like, he was right into it, and it was Jazz to Moon Base 2, Jazz to Moon. I just remember him saying that, like, in the playroom, playing with the toys, like, over and over again. Like, that was the thing. It really took hold. And then we watched all the first 2 seasons before the movie as well, like just watching a few at lunchtime every day. I think it's interesting because it was made so long ago in actual years because we're old, but also the pacing of it feels like it fits with these kids that have no, like, the attention span of children is gone. They have a lot of them now. Just, it has to be constant stuff being thrown at you, and this very much has that for sure. It'd be interesting to see. Like, I think some, I don't know, wunderkind on the internet should just remake it in CG and see how he goes, because I think it would actually, like, the kids would actually go for it.
Yeah. It's a film that lends itself quite well to being remade with new... But then, does it take the charm away from it? I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I
did
feel
enjoy
like
it.
it's got, like, no filter, and it's got no shame about, like, the weird stuff. Like, there's shark robots and things. It's just, like, really crazy, and it puts me in mind of stuff like comparable stuff now is like Guardians of the Galaxy, where they're just like, oh, we've got talking trees, we've got this, well, who cares? It's fun, it's good. And I feel like it's actually more influential than people give it credit for in that regard, because it's just weird. It's not like Star Wars isn't really weird like that, is it? Star Wars has some of that, but it's much more like gritty and down to earth, whereas this is just like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, we'll just have crazy stuff.
It's very much like, just what's the fun, like, we've got a few ideas, what's the best, like, the funnest decision we could make, always go with that. Like, that seems like it's the rule. Like, they just wanted to draw cool shit and make crazy angles. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this, like a lot of perspective stuff that, especially if you've seen the show like relatively recently, it's nothing like this. Like, this is definitely,
never did anything
this
like
is
that,
definitely the movie. Like, there's a reason that it has that on there, because it's very much a bigger, badder, more awesome in every respect kind of version of that stuff. So good.
Cool.
Tom, what's your thoughts?
I thought it was fun, especially watching with you guys and explaining stuff. So,
and that's why I think we wanted to do this, right? Because it's like, it's, you don't, if you sat there by yourself and watched this, you'd be like,
You can't take it seriously. It's not, but you can love it still. It's like why I love Flash Gordon. It is a hokey, cheesy film, but I just love it because it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's still within its own thing. It definite about what it wants to be, and this is like that. it's got no shame of what it is or the source material or anything like that.
Yep, and I think that's like, I mean, we always like talk about RR, making fun of it, but that's the same for that. I mean, if you watch it with a group of friends and having fun, it's the best movie. And the story as well, they're taking themselves serious, but also not too much, and just having fun with it. And
No shame
I think
is the thing.
that's what it was here. Same situation.
If nerds ever left the house, like toy nerds and stuff like that, there would be Rocky Horror Picture Show style screenings of this all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it's just infinitely quotable. It's constantly like like shredding on guitar, like like James said,
to see in a theater, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they turn it down for dialogue, but the song's still going, and then they just turn it back up. It's so good. And that's why I think drove my wife mental, because she's like, why they never stop the songs? Why don't they ever stop
It gives
the songs?
like people a headache. Like
Yeah.
it does give people a headache that aren't like prepared for that sort of just barrage of visual and audio information.
Yeah.
It's just great.
I do that whole communal screening thing is quite important though, isn't it? And this is a film like what you were saying there that lends itself to that, and it'd just be fun. We'll definitely be doing more screen. I think we should do this more often.
I think we should fucking do it.
Yeah, and maybe do something live as well. We'll, can do something.
Yeah, maybe send us.
screening.
How about the people send us in like their suggestions what we should watch.
If you enjoyed
That's
this,
a good
what
idea.
else could we watch?
Suggest some stuff that we can watch together.
Predator.
And,
Oh.
I was thinking that yesterday, doing like Prey.
all sorts, isn't there? That we could do.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
I would
So-
say try to keep them at like 90 minutes or less than 2 hours. That would be
Yeah.
the only thing. So don't suggest like
Heat.
Avatar.
RRR.
Yeah, like Predator.
Is that long?
Die
Is that
Hard.
long? Is it?
Avatar.
Yeah, it's-
RRR.
Oh,
It's
alright.
185 minutes.
5 hours long.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't suggest Gone with the Wind because that's no.
Ben Hur.
Wait, what?
Ben-Hur.
Is that how you say that? Is that the German pronunciation?
Yeah.
Ben-Hur.
Yeah, he's all right. That's a good movie, then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should we wrap it up? Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, there we
wrap
go.
it up.
We did it because we've been talking
We
about
did.
this for literally like, I feel like at least a year. Like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
would we do that? And it turns out not that hard. You just needed Tom to
Nope.
tell you what apps to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
why
in
I
the
get
comments and stuff, say like if you would prefer these live too, because we weren't sure if we could do that or if people would want to do that. Like that could be
Yeah.
fun next time if we can wrangle the time.
The only problem is getting the time right, isn't it?
I know.
Because
Because of me.
lunchtime here, we'd have to do it on an evening.
Well,
Yeah,
oh,
also
Night.
see
another
what
thing
happens
is-
in summer, like in my summer. We'll see where we go.
Yeah, live is an option, but I think with the live chat, it's the best way to do it because
Okay.
then we are actually like they're actually right where we are. Because like if we talk about a
True.
topic or like a scene, then we're probably still 10, 15 seconds later when they are at that point, and then they have to write something. So it's like it's always
Yeah.
Anyway, the
So-
kids can tell us what they would like. And,
Suggest some films. Say if you want anything doing different, whatever. If you've got this far, which maybe one or two people might have.
exactly. So is there going to be a IG live or something like that from the Transformer Con?
yeah, what it, is an
I mean, there are two
Instagram.
people going, I guess. So, are you guys doing something from the con for us that we can be part of it
Nah,
from your perspective?
that's a no. That's a big old fat.
I mean, I'll send you a message.
Oh, that'd be nice.
We'll I think we're going to plan to do something like that around Thought Bubble, maybe.
Yeah.
It'd be better to do
Yeah.
that Thought Bubble because it's just more our sort of zone. This Transformers thing, I'm literally only going because I want to buy some Transformers.
Yeah,
They were like, "Oh yeah, you can come as a guest and we'll pay for your hotel." And I was like,
that would be see that would be a good thing. Like go and Transformer shopping with Matt. That's a format. That's a content format.
Yeah, I'll
right
let you
Everybody
know
needs to
how.
see
Now,
that.
all right,
That's
now we're
my
having
own thing.
production meetings on air. Like,
"Yeah. We
Right,
finished.
yeah.
We finished.
Let's wrap it up.
Goodbye,
thank you very
everybody.
much. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for tuning.
Buy a
in. Let us know.
poster, and then more stuff can be done in the future. That's
Yep.
the thing. If you don't buy the poster, then we're all out of a job, and then there'll be nothing nice for anybody.
Yeah, we'll die.
Spend
like
your
Optimus
money.
Prime.
Yeah, we'll all turn our heads to the side slowly, just so you know we're
And turn
dead.
grey.
Da-da-da-da.
Right, let's do it.
All right,
Thank you very
people.
much for tuning in, everyone.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Till all are one.